All right, this is going to be another short video, so let's just get into it. I wanted to cover a topic that should go without saying, but even myself, I forget to do it. And that is when things are slow on Fiverr, when things are running slow, when you're not getting enough work, when the clients are coming in, what have you. You get these dips down in the middle of the year, like I do, if you do. I always get these dips down in the middle of the year where basically on Fiverr I get half as much work as I normally do. Now through email I pretty much get the same amount of work regardless, but on Fiverr there's always this dip. So what I have found that actually works is, let's say, for example, I normally, when I'm really, really busy, my normal time of delivery is by 4 days, up to 4 days. Like by the end of 4 days, before the end of 4 days, you will have your audio file. Now, normally I deliver before then. Normally. It's normally 2.5 days. But I put it at 4 because there have been many, many times when I started getting hit and dings for things taking too long and me being late on deliveries. So in order to preserve my score on Fiverr, I set it to 4 days. But if you're not getting a lot of work, go through and check a lot of that. See if there's anything there that you could tweak that might be more appealing. So what I did recently, and it very much helped, was I set it to 3 days. Instead of 4 days, I set it to 3 days. And considering I wasn't getting that much work, even if I did get a lot, I would still have plenty of time to finalize them, to finish them out. And if I needed more time, I just asked the client for more time. No big deal. But since I did that, I got 9 orders within 48 hours of doing that. Almost like, a couple hours after I did that, I had a whole bunch of orders in Fiverr. And some of them were pretty big. So that's something that I would say keep an eye out for. That's something that I would say to think about. Now, I don't know what your situation is. I don't know what part of voiceover you're going into. I don't know all the ins and outs of every industry and every company in every country and why you might be getting hit or why you might getting less work during some parts of the year than others. Everyone has to do their own research. Everyone has to do their own analysis, their own statistics, and their own crunching numbers. You got to crunch your own numbers to find out why you might be getting less work at some periods than others. So you got to tweak something like that. A lot of people, most of the time, they think that the reason I'm not getting work is because I'm charging too much. That might not be it. What you're charging may be appropriate. Actually might be too little. And you could actually pay more. The price isn't the only thing that a client looks for and a client wants. A lot of times, I'm sorry, I got some kind of hair in my nose or something. That's like rubbing my face. Is there a fly on me or something? But that's not the only thing that a client looks for. It's not the only thing that a client wants. The two biggest things that I would say that a client wants, really, really wants out of an interaction and really, really wants out of an order is communication and timeliness. More than anything. A lot of times there are clients that work for a company that isn't really good at planning. If you've ever worked at a computer, behind a desk, you've ever worked with money or worked for other people or been an assistant on anything, studio heads and executives are terrible when it comes to scheduling and planning. They kind of want stuff now. And they don't say anything or mention anything until it's like the last minute. They're like, oh yeah, we need to do this, get on it, that kind of thing. So a lot of times when it's like bigger studio stuff or anytime I'm doing commercial narration kind of things, it's like a last minute kind of thing. And they need something fast and they need communication. So a lot of those times they're totally happy and totally fine paying the rush delivery. But sometimes they need it quick, but not that quick. And they don't want it halfway into the week. They want it within a couple days. So for me, adjusting it down by 1 day made a huge difference. There are a lot of people on Fiverr who offer at max 48 hours. Because of my dyslexia, I can't comfortably suggest that. Maybe down the line I would if I kind of condensed my orders. But normally I'm like, I need a little bit more time to read this over. Also, because I want to make sure that they have plenty of time to look over it and confirm whether or not I have delivered what they wanted. Because all too often, the error is because the revision is because I made an error when it came to reading. And I want them and me to have plenty of time to confirm and go over this and get it done appropriately. That's why I normally don't do less than 3 days. However, within 3 days is fine for most of the time. If there's anything that I need more time, I will ask for more time. But generally speaking, I can get most things that come to me done within that period of time. And most days I can get probably like 10 things done. I can get 10 orders done in 1 day. Sometimes I get those voices that really kind of tear up my throat, and so I can't do too many of those. I actually did something like that recently where I had to do a whole bunch of hopping between my highest pitch voice and my lowest, most gravelly voice a couple times in a day, and I had to spread it out, and I had to, drink a lot of hot tea with honey, that kind of thing. So, but that's rare. That's rare that I get those kind of situations. But there you go. So don't just look at your price. Don't just look at how much you're charging. That might not be why. That might not be it. It could be other things. So think outside the box. Think about those kind of things. Think about the communication. Think about the delivery. Think about your visuals. Think about your audio, how well you marketing. Also think, am I marketing off Fiverr, or am I just letting Fiverr bring clients to me? You do need to do a combination of both. You don't have to. Most of the stuff that I haven't marketed I haven't taken my Fiverr gigs and marketed them on other platforms in a long time. I may start doing that sometime soon, but I haven't needed to. I've gotten enough work through Fiverr that I basically just let Fiverr run. But if you're not getting enough work, you may need to consider some of these things. It could just be exposure. It could just be other things than your price. A lot of people think it's their price, and so they bring their rates down. You do not have to do that. You might not have to do that at all. So there you go. A little quick advice. Hopefully that helps somebody out there. I'm sure it's going to help somebody. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Totally fine. Subscribe if you're new. Bell for notifications, and leave down in the comments section below. Like to see me cover any other topics. Ask any questions. You can leave those down there, or you can leave those in the email, which is also in the video description, just in case you want to have a more one-on-one personal talk. Yeah, that's going to be it. And until next time, peace.